Alright guys, these are the DV 9 degree small block Chevy heads. And this is actually a response to Mr. Kawa, who says, golf balls are for, the divots are for golf balls. I actually agree. But what can we do for textures? It's a huge argument. But DV asked me to do these with a cartridge roll finish, and I did. But I wasn't able to get a nice liquid spread like that with cartridge roll. But yet I can do it with my burr finish. Let's see if we can get a better view of these burr action here. Okay, it's nothing special. It's a double cut on aluminum, and this was all done dry because if I use lube on this, it makes too much of a mess, and I need to do a ton of measuring because every port has to be identical, and I really have to watch the thicknesses because we've got two different cylinder heads. We've got a cast dart 9 degree and we have a billet dart 9 degree. Now you would think you could get a lot more out of the billet head, but absolutely not, because the way they cut out sections and machined out for water cooling gave us a bunch of thin spots. But that's off topic. What we're talking about is the Dimples versus a smooth texture versus a burr texture. Now I've been a fan of burr stuff for a very long time, and on all my junk it always worked really well. Even stuff that we took apart many years later, almost no carbon, usually no carbon at all. It stayed nice and clean, and it helped break up the fuel. So my question to you guys is, on something like this, that they're really trying to get a lot of naturally aspirated horsepower out of something, is it worth 2 or 3 CFM at almost every point to get better liquid flow due to a textured surface? I know my answer, and I will be fighting with DV over it. I cannot get a nice liquid pattern like that. It's tough to see, but there's even a little bit on the other side of the guide. There's a little hit. Without the burr texture, it's a much thinner line of Dykem. So let me know your opinion on whether it's worth a couple CFM for better handling of the liquid. Okay, these are on there, get them all exactly the same finessing. It's tough to get them all the same because one's a billet and one's a cast. But it's coming along. It's slow and painful, like a lot of things in my life. So I need to finish these. I need to CC them. I need to take all the measurements. I need to do another IOP on it. I did one already, but I've changed them quite a bit since then. And a lot of the changes were to give it some swirl, because it had absolutely none, and DV wasn't thrilled with that, and doing some better work with the liquid. Like I said, it's very difficult to get any flow improvements. DV has me doing a specific valve job, which is another thing I'm not 100% agreed with, because these are very tall ports, and the valve job he has me using, I do not agree with. But it is his project. I got to do what he wants, for the most part. If he really, if he gives me the order to sand roll all these, they will get sand rolled. I will put up quite a fight though, because I think in my opinion, which means nothing, of course, I would rather have a little bit better liquid action than those couple CFM. I think there's more power. There's more power in keeping the fuel suspended. All right, guys, let me know what you think. It's Sunday. I've been at this since about 3 in the morning because the cat had to wake me up. You know how cats are. They're, Daddy, I love you. Put me out. Ah, well, what are you going to do? In any case, thanks for hanging out. Have a good night.